Welcome to our session exploring how artificial intelligence is transforming the daily practices of the audit profession. Today, we will unpack how advanced computational tools are moving us away from manual sample testing and into an era of total population analysis, predictive risk modeling, and automated workflows. We will examine large language models, process improvements, generative artificial intelligence, and specialized audit applications. Let us talk about why this matters in the real world. As an auditor, you are no longer just looking at historical spreadsheets. You will be expected to evaluate whether your organization can safely deploy these tools to streamline operations without compromising data security. Understanding these concepts allows you to confidently advise leadership on investing in the right automated software to save hundreds of hours of manual labor while maintaining strict regulatory compliance. Let us begin with large language models. You will often see this abbreviated as LLM. A large language model is a sophisticated artificial intelligence that has been trained on a massive volume of text, allowing it to understand, process, and generate human language. Think of it like a brilliant super librarian who has memorized every book in the world and can instantly find hidden connections across millions of pages. One of the most powerful applications for an LLM in our field is contract analysis. Traditionally, if your organization outsourced work to 50 different vendors, you only had the time to read a handful of those service agreements to ensure compliance. Now, the artificial intelligence can read the entire population of contracts instantly. For example, if you are a global logistics company, the system can automatically compare the actual delivery speeds across hundreds of regional shipping partners against the specific legal commitments written in their respective contracts. These models also revolutionize data analytics. By granting the artificial intelligence read-only access to multiple distinct financial databases, auditors can investigate areas that were previously impossible to test. Imagine trying to track down fraudulent payments across 3 different corporate subsidiaries that use completely different accounting software. The model bridges those gaps, standardizes the information, and can quickly identify duplicate invoices that human eyes would inevitably miss. Furthermore, large language models are incredible tools for risk assessments. Auditors can feed the system massive amounts of unstructured data, including internal departmental memos, external news articles, and industry threat intelligence reports. The system acts like a weather radar for corporate risk. It synthesizes all this information to predict which specific business units are likely to experience compliance failures in the future, allowing you to proactively focus your audit efforts before a disaster strikes. Next, we will explore how artificial intelligence drives audit process improvement. This is all about eliminating the friction in our daily workflows. The most immediate win is the elimination of repetitive manual audits. Artificial intelligence thrives on routine. Consider the tedious task of manually verifying thousands of employee software licenses against monthly billing statements. Automating this reconciliation process removes the mind-numbing repetition, freeing up the auditor to focus on complex investigations that require human judgment and critical thinking. Another major improvement is in audit resource allocation. This means intelligently deciding which auditor works on which project. Artificial intelligence can analyze the skills, past experience, educational background, and personal interests of your entire team. It can then act like a master chess player, optimally assigning staff to audits to prevent overworking your best people. It also identifies opportunities for on-the-job training by intentionally assigning auditors to new operational areas. Crucially, this automated rotation prevents staff from remaining in one specific department for too long. Staying in one place breeds familiarity, which can lead to a loss of objectivity, inappropriate sympathy for the team being audited, or even collusion to hide errors. We also see massive relief in documentation and reporting. Auditors spend countless hours writing up findings and formatting work papers. Virtual assistants can now take raw notes and automatically format them into standardized professional audit reports. A departmental assistant can even be programmed with industry best practices to perform a preliminary peer review on the documentation of an auditor, ensuring no regulatory framework requirements were missed. To gather this information, we rely heavily on natural language processing, or NLP. This is the technology that translates spoken human language into structured digital data. Think of it as a highly advanced court stenographer. When you interview a department head, the software records the conversation, transcribes it perfectly, and summarizes the key risks. It can then automatically compare that interview against a conversation you had with a junior employee on the warehouse floor to instantly highlight any conflicting statements or knowledge gaps. Finally, combining all this collected data allows the system to drastically accelerate generating audit reports. The tool analyzes the defects found during testing and the insights from interviews to draft a comprehensive summary. When paired with advanced generative models, it can even formulate practical remediation recommendations to fix the root causes of the issues. This brings us to the fascinating world of generative artificial intelligence, often called Gen AI. Unlike systems that just organize or analyze existing data, generative artificial intelligence actually creates new, original content based on the patterns it has learned. It is like a master chef inventing a completely new recipe from scratch, rather than just organizing the ingredients in a pantry. In our profession, this is an incredibly powerful tool for audit planning. Suppose your company announces it will start using automated delivery drones, and you know nothing about aviation regulations. You can ask the generative model to research this emerging technology, explain the mechanics, and highlight the potential safety and privacy risks. It will suggest entirely new areas to add to your annual audit plan, ensuring you stay ahead of technological changes. Generative artificial intelligence is equally valuable for designing an indicative audit scope. This means determining exactly what questions to ask when you begin an engagement. By pulling in up-to-the-minute data on the latest cybersecurity threats or industry vulnerabilities, the system can generate a highly customized and relevant list of interview questions tailored perfectly to the specific department you are evaluating today. Our final major category focuses on audit-specific artificial intelligence applications. These are specialized platforms built expressly for our profession, utilizing machine learning to run deep, automated analytics. The most transformative capability here is modern audit sampling. In the past, if a building had 50,000 badge swipes in a year, you might review a random sample of 50 to check for unauthorized access. Today, data extraction tools allow us to test 100% of the total population against the security policy. This absolute completeness completely eliminates the risk of human error during sample selection. However, to achieve this, audit teams must forge strong relationships with data owners across the business. You must negotiate always on, read-only access to corporate databases, empowering the audit team to pull information independently rather than begging the technology department for a spreadsheet once a year. These specialized tools also excel at pattern recognition in financial data. They are programmed to detect unnatural distributions of numbers that indicate human manipulation. For example, when an employee completely fabricates expense reports, their made-up numbers rarely follow the natural mathematical frequencies found in authentic data. The analytical tool instantly spots these statistical irregularities and flags the records as potential fraud. Closely related to this are anomaly detection techniques. The artificial intelligence establishes a behavioral baseline, which is simply a definition of what normal activity looks like. Think of it like a smart home security system that learns your daily schedule. If a user normally accesses the corporate server during standard weekday hours, the system will instantly flag a login attempt made at 3 in the morning on a Sunday as an anomaly. This real-time analysis allows stakeholders to spot and stop dangerous trends as they happen. All of this technology culminates in continuous monitoring approaches. Continuous monitoring replaces static, point-in-time reviews with an always-on automated watch. Instead of manually reviewing cloud hosting bills at the end of the year, an automated system constantly extracts and tracks the daily expenses, instantly testing for budget overruns or unauthorized software deployments. When we link these tools together, we achieve full process automation. This means the entire audit workflow runs itself. The data is automatically extracted on a schedule, pushed into the machine learning tool, tested for anomalies and known patterns, and translated into visual dashboards. The final results are then automatically emailed to the appropriate management teams without any auditor needing to click a single button. To recap our session, artificial intelligence is fundamentally reshaping how we provide assurance. Large language models allow us to comprehend total populations of complex documents and proactively predict risk. Smart process improvements relieve our teams from manual drudgery and optimize our workforce allocation to prevent burnout and protect objectivity. Generative tools act as our expert researchers for emerging technologies and help us design laser-focused audit scopes. Finally, specialized audit applications move us away from randomized sampling into a highly accurate world of continuous monitoring and total population testing. Now it is time to put your understanding to the test. All the important topics, definitions, and concepts from this session are rigorously covered in the multiple choice questions on RooCloud.com. I highly recommend you solve the chapter-specific questions there to reinforce your learning before moving on to the next session. Good luck with your ongoing studies, and I will see you in the next module.